Good morning, beloveds. So I'm running a little late for two reasons. One, I was going to go to work at 11 today. And so I was doing a couple of things, and then the phone rang and it was the business owner, and the business owner said, well, you know what? Because the feels like is 7. Yeah, 7. Like one of my friends posted yesterday, I refuse to go outside until the temperature, the feels like, not even the temperature, but the feels like temperature is above my age. And I'm like, I feel that. Not quite, but yeah, I don't want to go out until the feels like is at least half my age. I'm not doing this single digit feels like thing. So, yeah, he's like, well, no, we're just going to stay home, and we're going to delay opening until 11 tomorrow. Cause, the airport's pretty much already closed. And he said, and the city of Houston is telling people to stay home, and nobody's going to come buy vitamins. Yeah. Some people might, because we were there from 10 to, 3 yesterday, and 4 people walked in. We had 8 orders, but we had 4 people walk in. I took 3 mail outs over the phone. And then I took, and then we had 1 online order. So we had 4 people walk in, and he's like, you know what? No, we're just not doing it. So, here we are. So I don't have to go to work. And then I was also communicating with, Reverend Jesse, because, I'm going to do Palm Sunday in March, barring anything changing between now and then. So I'm kind of excited about that. So we were talking about that. And so now I'm like, now what do I do with myself all day? I don't know what to do. I'm kind of excited. I have a couple of projects that need some attention, so that's hopefully what I'll do. So, and we've got a nice long reading today, so we'll see how much commentary we have. It is January 16th. Our title is Who's in Charge, and our author is Peggy Bassett from her lesson at Huntington Beach Church of Religious Science. In July 15th of 1990. So this was transcribed. So, and Jesse has met Peggy Bassett, so that's really cool. All right. Who's in charge? In Genesis, God tells us that humanity has dominion over everything on earth. This includes the fact that we are in charge of everything in our lives. We are expressions of the divine life of God, and we have the freedom to take charge of our lives. We tend to engage in a victim mentality that blames external forces for the outcomes in our lives. We have generally not understood that we have the power to declare full freedom to take charge of our lives. Our freedom is God-given. Despite this fact, we are all born into the human condition where there is an external power that dictates to us what role we will play and what expectations others will have for us. We have allowed ourselves to be bound by society's rules by this external power. Author Gary Zukav acknowledges external power, but also speaks to us of our authentic power. That is the internal power we have to live life as we choose. This power does not judge things, it sees. It has the ability to see meaning and purpose trying to break through in this chaotic condition of the world today. In back of all of the confusion and chaos, there is a purpose to life. This power is resident in each of us. And as we awaken to who we are as children of God, we are able to claim our power and to exercise it. We learn that we are God in expression. With this freedom and dominion comes the responsibility to take charge of our lives and truly become channels for God. This authentic power activates us and moves us in the direction of our dreams. We must be committed to being free, standing up and following our own hearts. It is a process, and in recognizing that life is a process, we understand that our unfoldment occurs over time, step by step. Activating our freedom and dominion is such a process. That's one of those where you just want to drop the mic and walk away. Because it was so good, right? Because it acknowledges the external pressures that we have, but reminds us that we have an internal power at which we can, that we can press back. All right. And it's interesting that, it's interesting to hear that coming from a woman, because the external pressures on women are, different. I've started to see a meme recently where it stopped telling women that marriage is a milestone. It's like, stop pressuring them to get married, and then follow that behind, well, stop pressuring young people when they get married, or any people when they get married, about when they're going to have kids. One, it's none of your business. And two, we have more to do in this world than get married and have kids. If you want kids, more power to you, but not all of us were, and I will not tell you how many times people have tried to make me feel less than because I don't have children. I don't. And I always have the clap back of, well, you know what, there's medical reasons why I don't have children. And then they feel horrible. And that's one of the reasons why you shouldn't, lean on people about having children. It's like, maybe they can't. And maybe they feel bad about that, and you're just making them feel worse. But it really is about recognizing the power within ourselves to make our own choices, to look at the external pressures, because I'm going to tell you they are there. You know that. I don't have to tell you that. To look at the external pressures and decide which ones of them you are willing to allow, and which one of them are you just going to simply flout. I will give you an example. One of the things that I learned while I was working in Target as a guest services team lead, what was interesting is the number of people that we have come over from India. They come over here either on student visas or internships, work visas. They come over here, they get educated, sometimes they get married, and then they go home to India. Well, one of the things that they do is while they are here, they change their names, their last names. Now, why would they do that? Because India has a caste system. They don't go by the caste system anymore, but still. And if you are born into the untouchable caste, you can never rise above that. So they come over here to the United States, change their names out of the untouchable caste name into something else. Don't ask me what they changed to because I don't know. And then they go home, and then they're not in that untouchable caste, and then they can make more of their lives. Okay? So they make a deliberate choice to change, a very large part of their identity so that they can make more of their lives. And all they have to do is change their last name. Well, they have to go live in a foreign country for a couple of years, but, and then they probably don't go back to where they are from. They probably go somewhere else. But they get to go back to their, to their culture. It's a name change. And they can up-level their lives. Well, we don't even have to change our names. All we have to do is make a different decision. Sometimes it's about, and no, hang on. I would tell you that probably a large part of what you could do straight up to up-level your life is look at the people that you surround yourselves with. If you surround yourself with people who are living their best life, who are making the most of it, who recognize that they are divine channels, maybe not in so many words, but, you know, they're like, okay, you know, this is who I am, who are making the most of their lives. I talk about that heavenly consciousness. If you are surrounding yourself with people who live in that heavenly mindset more than they don't, then you are chasing that freedom. And that's one of the first things that you can do. Like, you know, I happen to love my job, and I'm grateful that it pays the bills. Tom, my partner, I'm not going to say that he loves his job, but he likes his job, you know, and it pays the bills. So we don't hate what we do. And it helps, I think, for both of us that our jobs are service jobs where we are helping people with a basic need. Mine's health, his is food, you know. And so where in your life can you make those little choices that speak to you of being a channel of God, you know? And that would be where I would start. Because then you can experience that freedom. And maybe it's not in the job that you do. Maybe it's in, volunteer work is like one of those go-tos. If you want to change the way you feel, volunteer work, because there are so many different kinds of volunteer work that you can do. You can pick a cause that is close to your heart and go and volunteer there, like wildlife rehabilitation, saving old buildings, food banks. I'm trying to think, cleaning up the park, you know, those kind of so those give you places, and then you're surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded in this. My cat is absolutely freaking out, and I'm not sure over what. He's doing it very quietly though, so. That's what got my attention, sorry. So you're surrounding yourself with like-minded people. You are doing something that science says will make you feel better about yourself. And then you can carry that mindset into other areas of your life. Who's in charge? It's one of those things where when I hear people complaining about the state of the world, and then they say, well, God's in charge. And I'm like, that's such a cop-out. It's like, you're sitting here complaining about what's going on in the world, but then you know who's in charge. And I'm like, what are you doing to change what you're complaining about? Which is one of the reasons why I leaned into the volunteer work. I have a rule in my life that you only get to complain to me if you are actively working on what you're complaining about. That's my rule. Because then other than that, you know, you're basically just whining. Like, I get you're going through some tough stuff and you need to vent. And I get that. But if you're not actively trying to change what you're venting about, then you're just whining. And I'm like, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. And that's part of my freedom. So, but when I do hear that, and I'm like, I'm checking people out, and I'm listening to them complain, and they're complaining about politics or whatever, and I'm like, and then they say, well, we know who's in charge. You know, God's in charge. God will take care of it. Yeah, no, you know how God's going to take care of that? Through you. Through you. So think about the people that you're surrounding yourselves with. And remember, when you say that God's in charge, all of the activity in this world that is God's activity is done through each one of us. We are the ones we are God in action. We are the hands and feet of God, just like we are the eyes and ears of God. And so who's in charge? Well, God may be in charge, but the changes, that's going to be made by us. And that means we have a choice in the matter. What choices are you making? So I think I've wandered around my point a little bit. Let me go back. Because really, honestly, this is a fantastic reading. Oh, I've always enjoyed Peggy Bassett. She's really good. Okay. Back of all the confusion and chaos, there's a purpose to life. This power is resident in each of us. As we awaken to who we are as children of God, we are able to claim our power and to exercise it. We learn that we are God in expression. With this freedom and dominion comes responsibility to take charge of our lives and truly become channels of God. All right. That's the second to the last paragraph. This authentic power activates us and moves us in the direction of our dream. That's one of the reasons why I was like, volunteer, go volunteer. Go volunteer, because that's what you're passionate about. It's great if the job that you are working is what you're passionate about. But if it's not, then volunteer work might be that avenue of what you're passionate about. We must be committed to being free, standing up, and following our own hearts. And there's a quote from, and I don't remember if it's Toni Morrison or Angela. Ooh, name just popped out of my head. If you are free, then make sure that you are helping to free someone else. Hence volunteer work. So we must be committed to being free, standing up, and following our own hearts. It is a process, and in recognizing that life as a process, we understand that our unfoldment occurs over time, step by step. Activating our freedom and dominion is such a process. Okay, so that was the one point that I wanted to make sure that I got. Life is a process. All right? Life is a process. You don't have to jump from here to here. You can unfold all the way there. So it is a process, and you get to change your mind. If you started in one direction, got far, pretty far along in the path, and then you're like, this is not what I want. You can change your mind. I spent 4 years in college chasing a mechanical engineering degree, and then hit that one class that went, this is not what I want to do. 4 years. Most people graduate after 4. It took me 6. Well, 5.5. But I got all the way through that and then changed my mind. So that meant I had to go back, change a couple of classes, and then I ended up with a degree in anthropology and have been blissfully happy since. I kind of did the same thing when I went to ministerial school, because I went to ministerial school thinking I was going to be a youth minister, and then turns out, no, my calling is pastoral care. Doesn't mean I don't still work with teenagers, just in a different way. Pastoral care is about change. And one of the places that I've been very helpful with is when relationships are changing. And trust me, teenagers are all about change. So, and if I had asked anybody around me, they would have told me, hey, you know what? Your specialty is pastoral care. But I didn't think to, and nobody told me because they knew I wouldn't listen. Because I stated, this is what I'm doing. And sometimes you got to do, well, most of the time you got to do that. People will make statements and you just got to let them get far enough along. The point I'm making here is life is a process. And you are allowed to change your mind. After 4 years in school, I changed my mind and got a different degree. Sent me on a completely different path. Would I be sitting here talking to you in the state of Texas if I hadn't changed my mind and not gotten that mechanical engineering degree? I'd probably have a whole lot of money, but I don't know that I would have been happy. And here we are. So, you're never too far along to change directions. Doesn't mean you have to turn around, because I didn't turn around. I still got that degree. I didn't drop out of college and, I still got that degree. I just changed directions. Life is a process. Start where you are and make your choice. and then realize that you get to choose again. All right. So the mission today, should we choose to accept it? Recognize the difference between external pressures and authentic power. All right. Recognize the difference between external pressures. Acknowledge your external pressures. You know, I'm not going to pretend that they don't exist. We all got bills to pay. Recognize the difference between the external pressures on you and your authentic power, and lean into your authentic power. I don't know that I can tell you what that looks like, but I know a place that can help you figure it out. All right. Come visit us at Creative Life Spiritual Center. Even if you only do it virtually. We got a couple of people who are really working on getting some online classes going. And so if you're interested in that, I would recommend that you email info@creativelife.org. If you haven't already, get on our constant contact, you know, and then let us know what it is that we can do to serve you. So, all right. So you got your mission today. The other mission is the same mission I give you every day, which is to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. Whatever that looks like. Big, small, doesn't matter. Point is to practice on yourself. It is literally a spiritual practice of self-care. Okay? Be it one thing, be it three things, be it all the things. In the end, that's my goal. That's my goal of mentioning, to do something loving, kind, and compassionate thing for yourself every day. So that you can come to a place where everything you do for yourself and others is loving, kind, and compassionate. Am I 100% compliant? No. But I work on it every day. I work on it every day. Including the hard stuff. Because trust me, when you can do the hard stuff in loving, kind, and compassionate ways, it goes a whole lot easier on everybody. So, practice on yourself. And a couple of quick suggestions. He's just walking around the house. I don't know what's out there that he's so upset about. Take a deep breath before you speak. It is easier to not say it than to make amends for something that you didn't mean. Especially to yourself. Especially to yourself. Okay? Take a walk, take a nap, take a break. Take the walk, which is to get the blood moving, you know, get your blood flowing, get your body moving. Take a nap. You know, I am a big believer in none of us get enough rest. At least here in the West. I know in America, I only got so much. Take a nap. And then take a break. Sometimes when we are working on something and we just hit the wall, what we need to do is walk away for a period of time, and come at it from a different perspective. While we're doing something else, the solution might occur to us. So walk away. Okay? Take a break. There are many, many other suggestions. I'm just trying to give you a jumping off point. You are your own best test subject. So that's what the other reason for practicing on yourself. But, I mean, the main reason is you're a beloved child of God. You deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. All right. Where was I? Oh, couple other suggestions that I like to put in this point, where I like to remind you to eat dessert first. Sometimes I literally do mean eating dessert first. Most of the time what I'm talking about is don't save the good stuff. All right. Frequently we save things for a special occasion, and then either the special occasion never comes, or the people that we want to share that occasion with aren't with us. Be that just that they're not available, or, you know. So don't wait for a special occasion. Make the occasion special. All right. I also want to remind you that joy is a quality of God. Therefore, joy is a quality of you. I want to remind you, what does that mean? That means that no matter what is going on in the world, no matter what is going on in your life, you still deserve joy. So please make room for joy in your life. All right. Yeah. Where was I? Nope. I guess I'm at the rest of the suggestions, which is to do something to engage your mind and your body, unless today is a day of rest. Since the feels like was in the single digits, like literally, it's 7:30 in the morning and the feels like it's 7. I'm like, I did go outside just to check on the cars. But no. Today was a day of rest for me. I am going to do some stuff in the house to make sure, I'm going to stay active. But today was a day of rest for me. So engaging my mind and body will happen inside. You just saw me drink a glass of water, or drink from my glass of water. Drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important because it is so cold. The heat is running constantly, and yeah, like I am like on top of that hydration. Your brain works better, your body works better, your skin looks better when you're well hydrated. Drink plenty of water. And when I say water, it can be fluids. Hot tea works too. I took ginger tea to work with me just in case I needed it. Maybe I'll drink it today now because I'll be here. And then, sorry, just somebody popped through my mind. And it was a sweet memory, so, and a bittersweet memory too, so. All right, early in your day, bright light. That was one of the other things about going outside. It's like, because yesterday, like, when we got up and went for the walk, it was just like the sun couldn't even make a dent in the clouds yesterday. Like it was dark and dreary and gray all day. Well, the sun is out today. So there's a nice sunbeam and several cats have skirted through it. So yeah, get that early in your day bright light. If you can't get the 7 to 9 sun, like, yeah, I'm not going outside again. Artificial light will work too. And if the light in your house is not enough, Google seasonal affect disorder or sun lamp. And that, because those lights are formulated to help support that circadian rhythm, that natural hormone balance. All right. Now I'm going to hit you with my Ernest Holmes quote because I need to wrap this up. I've been talking for a while today. It was a long one though. So I'm grateful that I had the extra time today. All right. What was it? My Ernest Holmes quote, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you that you do live in heaven. Right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. Okay, so the first part is the Ernest Holmes quote, and then the rest of it is me paraphrasing. What does it mean? Heaven is a mindset. It is not as Ernest Holmes, heaven is not a locality. One of our writers quoted that, and I was like, heaven is not a locality. I like it. It's not a place we have to get to. It is a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. And once we learn to create that, because, I mean, honestly, hell's the same thing. Hell is absolutely a state of mind. And you can create that too, but why would you want to? Once you learn to create that heavenly state of mind, you become an agent of change in the world. You become a safe space. You become that safe space that people know that they are safe with you. And heaven can be, when you learn that mindset, heaven can be any place you are. Right? Goes from a state of grace to a superpower. So, all right. Oh, yep. My nose is, and I also feel my eyes are kind of itchy too, so I'm gonna have to go put some eye drops in. All right. Yep. I know I'm trying to say something. Oh, Emma Curtis Hopkins. Look for the good and praise it. Honestly, if you want to create that heavenly mindset, that is the best advice I can give you. Look for the good and praise it. And you know how I feel about looking for the little good. Look for the little good, and then share and then share that. Because it's the little goods that add up to the big goods. Don't make me quote Gandalf at you. It's the small acts of kindness of everyday people that hold back the dark. Lord of the Rings. Yes, I'm a nerd. And proud of it. Okay. I guess I'm at the social media. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I encourage you to, feel free to like, share, subscribe. When you subscribe to the YouTube channels, it notifies you when we upload new videos. So then that way you'll know when I get, when I get behind, and I upload several at a time. Because that's where I archive these. You ever want to go back and see what I've been doing for 4 years? Now you know. All right. Yes. Email info at creativelife.org. that gets you on our constant contact. And those hot links are hot. It says, if it says click here now, then it'll either take you right to the information you want or to the person that can help you get it. Okay. Ooh, deep breath. And because I'm really curious to what Foster's chasing around the house. Probably birds. He's a cat. All right. I am at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. A figure out who's in charge day. A recognize your external pressures day. A lean into your authentic power day. A look at the people around you day. A create that heavenly mindset day. A get to know yourself day. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, stay warm. If that's too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You're a beloved child of God, in whom God is well pleased and well represented. All right? The good news is God doesn't judge. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. That's what the whole reading was about. You are God in action. You are God in expression. Or you are an expression of God. Or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are godly. All right, beloveds. I normally say I need to get ready to go to work. And, well, I need to get ready to do whatever it is I'm going to do today. All right. And I just lost my train of thought. I'm going to remind you that Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Stay warm. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.